HLBZ had an excellent day of trading today. Now, there are a couple of things that we need to watch out for. When we start printing candles like this, especially in the 4-hour chart, looking at a hammer, candle analysis suggests that there could be a potential downside. Let's go ahead and find out exactly what I mean by that in this video. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an HLBZ statistical and raw price action thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCab. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. Okay, so we are looking at HLBZ on the 4-hour chart here, and we can see that we have made a break outside of two bullish formations. This is a right angle triangle, and this is a falling wedge. Okay, both of which have already met our golden rule of 3 and broken out on the true test of number 4. Now, what we haven't seen is the retracement. We haven't seen the retracement back to test our newly converted resistances into support. This being one resistance, this being the other resistance. Okay, so it doesn't always have to happen, but that's typical per the playbook for these formations, okay? And another thing is that as we start approaching things like this, the sentiment tends to want to fill these, okay? So this is a gap that we're looking at, from today's trading, or from the last couple days. So the gap range is between 24 cents, 24.13, and just about 26.07. Okay, so 24 to 26 cent is the support range from this gap, which if we're already that close to it, we may actually want to fill this. So I did mention yesterday, I think, for the HLBZ analysis, that there was a strong likelihood that we can actually make it to the upside to the 1.618, which is still highlighted. And we have done so, and we have actually closed right by it. Okay, so now in candle analysis, when we do print long wicks to the top like this after an uptrend, or printing a hammer candle after an uptrend, that usually signals a potential downside coming. Now, the downside is actually to be expected, though. This actually may be still a bullish thing for HLBZ, because I'm saying this because we'll be able to validate our supports before making sure that we do have a strong key support before continuing on to the upside. Okay, which is something that we're going to be looking at within this formation here as well. Now, you can see that we've been in a descending channel for quite some time, in which we are, like I mentioned yesterday, in which we actually might be ready to start making the true breakout on test number 4. Again, within two formations here. We do have a falling wedge, and we do have the descending channel. Now, both of the formations, once again, this is the daily chart compared to the other one. The other one was the 4-hour chart. Okay, so this is the daily chart. We're looking at daily candles here. Each candle is 1 day long versus every candle being 4 hours long here. Okay, so we can see that the formation here already has its 4 tests, and we already see that this formation in particular has already retraced back to confirm its newly converted resistance into now support before a continuation to the upside. Now, if there is an upside move, we can actually gauge some of those targets now. So let's go ahead and take it from yesterday's pre-market low to today's high, the total swing high. Okay, so yeah, this is actually what I was about to say. We could potentially make our ascent before finding resistance once again at the 1.618, 41.46. That's 41 cents. Okay, so yeah, we can look at we're gonna just mark this blue here so that we know that this is the 1.618 ratio that we're looking for. We could find and it's very much in confluence with these candles as well. As you can see, we've used this as a form of resistance in these areas here, so this is a good thing. There is an area of interest there, is what I'm trying to say. So we could find potentially some, if FOMO doesn't kick in, of course. And if short sellers don't start liquidating their positions or covering, right, we can see potential move to the 1.618 at 41.46 before finding resistance and coming back to test our newly converted resistance into support of our first formation, which is the large descending channel. Okay, if FOMO does kick in, there's two more targets that we can actually look at, but we can put one entire range right here as a resistance range. So we can look at a resistance range between the 1.618 and the 2.618 at 54.55. Relevant ranges can be the 2.72 and the 2 fib. These are very much ratios that people look after, but mostly the most popular ones are the 618, the golden mean, the golden ratio, right? So another good thing is that with the recent price action, there may be some downside to just continue testing this and then, you know, making our way back to the upside so that we can actually have our 4 hour just, you know, do its thing or test these if we could. It's not a guarantee, like I said, but there is the potential of that. Another good thing is that the price action, this is where we currently are now. 27 cents, 27.25. We are well within the golden ratio, which is located between the 0.382 and the 0.618. We're right in the middle of it. So this is another good thing too. There is a potential to where we can find support within these areas before a continuation onto the upside. There is also a possibility to where we can fail the golden ratio with a wick down to the 0.236 at 23.37 before continuing. Okay, so that's it's just panic selling, panic buying, all kinds of things going on at this moment. Let's go ahead and move on to the RSI profile and take a look at a couple things. Okay, so this is the 12-hour chart. Again, you can see that we have printed a massive bearish candle right at the top of this trend. There is a potential that we can see some downside here. Another thing is that we did mention on the last video that we are potentially at the point to where we're going to be printing this candle as a bearish candle, thus confirming 1, 2, and 3 drives of hidden bearish divergence. That happens when price action makes a higher low, which is a higher low here, from high here to the high low here, and then the RSI is making higher highs. In this case here, the RSI has made a higher high, and we can actually make the adjustment to right at that pivot, right at the corner of that area there. So there is a likelihood. These are actually 2 drives of hidden phantom bearish or phantom hidden bearish divergence, and this is a regular drive of hidden bearish divergence. Okay, so not everyone can see that, but we have a trained eye. We can be able to see what could potentially happen next. The likelihood that it has already played out is strong. But like I said, there are a couple validations that we still need, that there are still in play. You know, we still have to go up, resist here, and then test our newly converted resistance into support from this channel, and then we can continue to the way up. So I am temporarily bearish on HLBZ. Temporarily, though. This is a small short-term pullback, you know, just to make sure that we can confirm everything. This is usually where the more conservative traders start coming in, like in this support range or this support range. Okay, so I'm not a financial advisor. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a form of entertainment. I cannot actually suggest for you to sell or buy any assets. Do your own DD and we'll be okay. All right, you guys. But yeah, for an even more conservative trader, he would wait for the resistance here and back to test our newly converted resistance into support, and then finding the actual true breakout play starting from around where we are now. Just only it would be in the at the top of the trend rather than at the top of the small formation. It would be at the top of the larger formation. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good place for me to leave off. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on Discord, on Twitter. I'll make sure to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the trading community in Discord called ARCa. But with that said, I wish you well. I wish you a good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.